He's a little shorty, 5 feet 3 inches in his height. Elliot Rodger, little guy. Feeling a sense of entitlement is the worst thing you can do. He has to demonstrate to Laura that he is tolerant of where the hot genital strivings will take the situation. He has to demonstrate no jealousy or possessiveness. And he has to be very, very, very obedient to the critical distance. He has to always give any woman that will condescend to talk to him because of his phenotype, his appearance, his temperament, his personality. The big moon face. Moon face has a very difficult time. You got a Humpty Dumpty head, look like E.T., like me. I'm right there with you. I'm right on the ground with you. He has a very tough time of it. He's got to know what he's doing every step of the way. He has to inch his way. He has to be very practically intelligent. This means he has to be tolerant, disciplined, mature, and brace himself on a very tough, hard, real-world philosophy that's effective for him. The worst thing you can do is seek out and listen to advice by admonishment. That means somebody who is, because he can do it, he is assuming that he has the key, that what he says is infallible. To God. And to the short, small, disenfranchised, ugly little guy who is seeking out help, looking for an answer, looking for a formula. He appears to be that way because he's scoring. So the little guy says, hey, I want to do what he's doing. If it works, Tony Robbins tells you model. Best way of bullshit. Because all you're going to get is a bunch of disconnected TDH quirks. That's a tall, dark, and handsome. The guy who makes it, he's the, for want of a better word, he's the stud muffin crap. He's scoring and making it look easy because it's very simply put, he looks better, man. It's just that simple. No way to get away from that reality. No way to get away from the reality of the chemistry. Everything seems to be and is a footnote to that. So the little shorty has to really learn from himself. He's really got to learn from his own experiences. He has to interrogate himself. He has to be both the master and the student to himself.
Take it with you. It's your garage opener, so you can use it in your home.
His direction, his behaviors must come out of the negative. He has to go from one bad experience, one failure to another. And with each one, he's learning something he didn't know before. Even if it's negative, he's working his way through the negative, through 500 yards of pure shit to get to the light, to that light at the end, to get out of that tunnel of pure shit. It's just that simple. Now, the TDH is advising a guy like this. What the hell is he talking about? Who is he talking? TDH, who in the hell are you talking to? You dumb son of a bitch. Who are you talking to? What do you know about this man's environment, this man's world, this man's reality? Shooting your mouth off like that. The small, short, disenfranchised, ugly little guy who carries the stigma, who carries the scar, who carries the bullseye on his back, who's mocked, ridiculed, rejected, laughed at. He's got to carry his cross. He's got to carry his cross, just like Jesus Christ. He carries it by himself. And when it falls down, he's got to pick it up and start marching again under the most severe mockery, ridicule, and physical harassment possible. He's in pillory is what I'm saying. And that's the negative that I'm talking about, that he has to fight his way through the pure shit of that to get out of that tunnel. And he's the only one that can do it with his own DNA, with his own individuality. Anything else, anything that falls short of that reality is bullshit. It's pure bullshit. He has to learn through the ugliness of his existence, socially as a pariah, disenfranchised man, to forge from the negative of all of that a style and a personality that's very effective for him. And the first premise upon which all that's based, he's got to get himself into the shape of his life. He's got to be hard-muscled and stay hard-muscled. He's got to know how to fight physically. He's got to know assertiveness and verbal judo skills. No second place for little shorty. He needs so much to begin with. So he has to be very accurate, very well prepared, and very well disciplined. Well, he's going to be in a world of hurt. That's really the bottom line of it. He's got to get himself in such a shape mentally and physically that he has no fear. The reason he can afford to have no fear is he knows how to handle the situation. He's been there. His personality, that's the social mask, that's the performance. It's all showtime out there. It's all performance. Either you did or you didn't. If I could have, I would have. If I didn't, then practically speaking, I couldn't. No matter how I alibi, how I try to rationalize it, how I try to justify myself to look good. He can't fool himself. He's got to look in that mirror and look in it hard in a hot noonday and know what he's seeing there. And it's not and let me say, it's two mirrors. It's the real mirror, and it's also the mirror that my other social adversaries in a social situation present to me as I'm trying to go through my routine. Remember, I've said nothing about results. We don't even talk about results. That's a surprise. I'm talking about how to encounter and survive in the now, in the encounter. It's an experiment. We don't know the results of the experiment until the end. And whatever it is, it was a lesson learned. And we go on. And for a lot of it, we live our lives vicarious pretense. We're not going to get, I would be perfect if I could get my conditions met, if I could get my sociology of the absurd magic words delivered every time. The magic words being in a sociology of the absurd, in an existential, atheistic existential approach. My conditions to be most effective. You're not going to get it. And if you look like me, I've got a big fat belly. I'm 5 feet 3 inches tall. I've got a Humpty Dumpty head. I look like E.T. In short, I'm an ugly motherfucker. I'm an old man. I'm telling it like it is. I'm a straight shooter, man. Only way to go.